Hey, this is Fernando coming to you from my hometown here in Melbourne, in Australia. And I'm really excited to be here with you today because I want to share something that I've been thinking about for probably over a year now. And it's the concept of using the Rubik's Cube to explain how to succeed in your network marketing business. Now, when I'm coaching clients in network marketing and I'm helping them to get ready to get started doing live video, I always say never to be afraid to make mistakes or to mess up when you're doing a live video. Now, when you start introducing props, then you know you're in trouble, right? So if I forget a formula, if I forget something, bear with me, right? And just let's remember the message. Okay, so what's the point of what I'm going to talk about today? If you read the post here, you'd hear that it says that there are lessons that we can take from the Rubik's Cube to grow our network marketing business. And there are 4 critical steps that I have identified that are going to help you ensure success. And not just in network marketing, any business really, but because I coach people in network marketing, it makes sense to bring it specific to that. So the first thing that we want to identify is that in order to achieve success in your business, you have to know what the end result looks like. And so if you look at the Rubik's Cube, that's a cube. We know that it has 6 sides, and each side has a color. And success looks like this: completed yellow, completed orange, completed white, completed red, and completed blue, and completed green. That's what success looks like. If I didn't know that success looks like that, then it really doesn't matter what I do, what movements I make, because I'm not working towards an objective. Now, one thing that may surprise you to know is that with the Rubik's Cube, there are over 47, now just listen here, 47 quintillion different possible moves. Now, a quintillion is a 47 with 18 zeros, right? Like the type of check that you'll want to get in your network marketing business, right? 18 zeros behind. Tap a like, tap a heart if you like to get that many zeros, right? So that's a lot of moves, right? So imagine if you didn't have a formula. So that leads us on to step number 2. So now that we have the end goal, we know what it is that we want to achieve, we need to have a proven formula, a process, a blueprint that we can follow that's going to ensure success. Just like the universe has universal laws that work every single time, a formula is the same. And so we want to understand the formula or the algorithm so that when we look at this as a problem that we're trying to solve, we start to ask ourselves the right questions that are going to help us do the right move to get that result, okay? Step number 2. Step number 3 is we're going to need a coach, we're going to need a teacher, we're going to need a mentor or someone that's going to help us navigate that path so that if we get stuck, just like a child, if you have kids, you notice with children, the moment they get stuck, they go to mom or dad for help, right? Help. So let's not be afraid to ask for help, because I find that the people that get stuck, the people that don't move forward, are those that try and do it on their own, right? They hide, they get stuck. So reach out, okay? It's a relationship-based business. It's called network marketing for a reason. Network as in networking with people. It doesn't have to be face-to-face, though. It can be online. But you want to be connecting with people and asking for help, okay? So that's step number 3. And step number 4 is you must take daily, consistent action. If you don't take action, right, I can know the formula, okay? I can know what the end result looks like, but looking at this all day, admiring how beautiful it is not going to solve it. And it's not going to get me to where I want. So I need to do something, right? I need to take a step. And there are steps that we go through, just like in our business. There are proven steps that you can take that are going to help you move forward towards your goal. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mess this up now, okay? And we're going to start trying to solve it live on Facebook Live. Okay, hopefully, like I say, it's all going to work out. So the one thing I know is that in order to solve a Rubik's Cube, the first thing we have to do is we have to solve a cross. We call it a white cross. So there is a formula, okay? Now, the purpose of this live is not to show you the formula, but to take the learnings as we complete step by step. So I'm going to just go ahead as quickly as I can and try and solve the cross, okay? Now, my average success time to complete the Rubik's Cube is about 2 minutes. And there's a lesson in that as well, okay? The lesson is that no matter how good I am at solving this, and by the way, you can see there's already a cross there, and the centers are also matched, so that's pretty cool. That's step number one. You can play this back if you're trying to learn how to solve the Rubik's Cube, by the way, okay? So there's always going to be someone that's better than you, and there's always going to be someone that's better than me in solving this puzzle. There's always going to be someone that's going to do it quicker, okay? But here's the thing. I also know, hey, Sunshine joining us from Europe, and Robin, hello. Nice to see you here, Robin. I'm taking my own advice, okay? Doing a live video here, right? Trying to teach some stuff. So here's what I'm saying. I know that someone's always going to be quicker and better than me at solving this problem, but I'm also going to be quicker and better than someone else. It's called the law of relativity. We're only as good or as bad as the person that we're comparing. And what I find that we tend to do in our lives and in business is that we start to look at the people above us, all right? So I'm just starting out in network marketing. And John, he's already making 6 figures and he's already driving a company car. He's doing fantastic. I could never do that, right? And what can I do? How am I going to invite people into my business when I'm just starting out? Like, I hear this all the time, right? And if this resonates with you, give me a tap, give me a like, give me a comment. Let me know that this is resonating, because that encourages me to give you even more, okay? So we get stuck in looking up, but sometimes we have to remember to look down, right? Because no matter where you are right now, you are better than someone else in terms of their journey, because you're already here, okay? So I want you to remember that. You're always going to have the opportunity to serve. And really the key here is the mindset. What is your mindset? Do you want to serve or do you want to get? It's a very big distinction that you want to make. All right, so we've completed step number 1. There's always going to be someone quicker. There's always going to be someone better, but I am also going to be better than someone else. So now I know that step number 2 is to complete the corners, and there's a formula. Now I'm going to do this, and then I'll explain another principle that's pretty important here, okay? So just bear with me while I'll put it up here so you guys can see that I'm not pulling any tricks, right? Not like when we were children. We used to pull it all apart and try and solve it that way. Here we're actually going to do it properly, following the algorithms that we know work. Okay. All right, and there we have it. All right, so now we've got the top, and as you can see, very nice top row. We've now achieved our first rank in our business. How exciting is that? First rank, right? Completed. Beautiful. We're excited. We're in honeymoon phase. Okay, everything's looking rosy. I can see it. Yes, it's working. It's all going great. Now we know we've got to get to step number 2. And step number 2 is to complete the second row, which is simply finding these middle pieces, okay? Now, there's a formula. So, in business, what we tend to do also sometimes when we're stuck is we start to ask the wrong questions. For example, I could look at this and I could try and solve it and I could get stuck. Let's say I get stuck because I can't really work it out. I'm thinking, well, what's going on? And then your mind and your subconscious starts to play up. I always mess up. How come I can never get it right? Why is it that things never work out for me and they always work out for everyone else? Why is it that I'm really good at helping someone but I can never help myself? Think about this. If it resonates with you, let me know. Tony Robbins, many of you will probably be familiar with Tony Robbins. He says that the quality of our life is determined by the quality of the questions we ask ourselves on a daily basis. So the encouragement that I want to give you here is that be sure to ask the right question. When you ask the right question, it brings with it the answer. So when I look at this, the right question is, which piece do I need to go in here to solve this? And what is the right step or the formula that I need to follow to help me do that? So I know that I need a red and I need a blue, okay? So I look at the bottom, I look at where it is, red and a blue, and it's in the wrong spot. So I'm going to solve a different one first because that's going to take that out. So if I put an orange and a blue here, it'll take the red automatically out. So that's what I'm going to do. So that's a better question. So how do I get the orange there? Well, I can find it. I apply the formula. And now the orange and the blue is in place, and what that did was it took the red and the blue out. So now I can go ahead and just, to keep things moving along here, right? I'll go ahead and I'll solve that. And I have one more, same formula. And this is the other interesting thing, is that when you start doing something consistently in your business, patterns start to show up. There is a formula, there is a pattern that I follow. It's exactly the same formula when I ask the right question. And as you can see, I've now moved on to rank number 2. You now might be a diamond. How exciting is that? All right, we're moving up in our company. This is where things get a little bit interesting, because now we're going to get to the hardest part, as I see it, of solving the Rubik's Cube, which is doing the bottom row, doing the corners, doing the centers, doing the bottom face. And if we liken this to your business that you're trying to run in network marketing, this is where we have now moved away from our comfort zone, past the honeymoon phase, the excitement of the first rank, the dream, the hope, the excitement, and we now start to fall into what I call the valley of despair, or the wither and die zone. It's like crossing that desert. Now we can't see the shore that we've left, and we really can't see what's ahead. All we have is that vision. And this is why step number 1 was always to set a very strong, powerful vision. It has to be so strong that it moves you at the core. It's like when you first fell in love. If you remember ever falling in love, if you've had that opportunity, that gift, you don't have to be told to think about the other person. They just seem to consume your thoughts. Morning, afternoon, you think about them, you want to call them, you want to spend time with that person. When you are that excited and that moved, I call it having an ideal, and if you've heard some of my videos, you'll be familiar with this concept. It's taking this idea of what I want to achieve and turning it into an ideal, which is an idea that I allow myself to fall in love with. And that's what keeps me moving forward when I'm in that valley of despair. It's also at this point that we start to rationalize, and Bob Proctor, who's been a teacher and mentor of mine, says that rationalizing is rationing lies to our mind. So we started out thinking, you know what, when I make all this money, I'm going to be able to take my wife to that beautiful restaurant. And we're going to be able to travel, first class, go to the beach, these beautiful locations, take the kids to Disneyland. But when you get to this wither and die zone, where things get a little bit hard, it's the grind part of the journey, you start to rationalize, those restaurants, who wants to go to that restaurant anyway? The prices go up, the food gets smaller, the lights go down, and who wants to travel? Go to the beach. All I remember is sand everywhere, right? Sand in my bag, sand in my clothes. And the job that I have, when I think about my job, and I'm really grateful for my job, and it's really great because I get 4 weeks off a year, I get weekends off, I've got benefits. And so you can see, you get the point, right? We start to rationalize our current position instead of pushing forward. And it's at this point where you have to make a choice. Do you push forward in the pursuit of your vision, or do you go back to your comfort zone? Now remember, your comfort zone feels good, right? But it doesn't give you the results that you want. And the only way you're going to push through is if that vision that's on the other side, the one that you said, is strong enough, and the pain of not achieving that is greater than what you have to do right now. It might be a phone call. It might be a live video like this. I know from the people I coach, this is a big deal for a lot of people. But once you get going and you have a commitment, like I have a commitment to you. So if I have a bit of a look here, we've got Christine Miller. Hey, Christine, good to see you here. Tina, Robin, and San from Europe, a friend. Great to see you guys here. So my commitment is to give you value. My commitment is to help you win your game. So I allow myself to be uncomfortable. I even allow myself to mess up if that's what it takes. It doesn't matter. So vision is really important at this point. So now I ask myself a question, what's the next step? So I know that I need to find 2 equal corners as my next step. Actually, no, before I do that, I need to solve the bottom, the yellow. So I look at it, right, and I'll do it again. Same formula. And as you can see, the yellows get solved, right? All I'm doing is following the blueprint that I learned, the algorithm, the pattern, the formula that's proven that's going to give me the success that I want. Now I know that I'm looking for two colors like that in a corner first, and that will help me solve the other corner. So I find it, and I apply the algorithm. And that now helps me solve the other corners. And as you can see, we are now out of that valley of despair. Now it's starting to take shape. It's like, wow, I can see the goal. I can see it taking shape. I'm making money. I'm getting a check. People are joining my business. I'm feeling good about what I'm doing. I'm only a couple of steps away from getting to where I want to go, right? I just need to know what that next step is. So with courage, with faith, you continue to take steps forward. You continue to educate yourself so that you can get there. You ask yourself the right question, what needs to go where? And if so, what's the formula that I need to apply? In this case, there's a specific move that I need to do. And this takes me, hang on. All right, what's happening here? All right, try again. Now, mistakes is part of running a business, right? This is where I start to sweat, okay? But here we are. Thank goodness, it's worked. So now I've got the back, the top, the bottom, and I only need to find 3 more pieces, right? And this is now the last step. Now, because I know the algorithm, because I know how to solve this problem, I know that with one more move, one more routine, one more formula, I have a solved puzzle, okay? So let's do that before my battery fully runs out, and let's get this solved. So what I know here is that orange wants to go this way and green wants to go this way. So the formula is going the opposite way. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Right, and lo and behold, we have a solve. I got excited. I've unplugged my microphone. Right, I told you things can happen, right, when you do a live video. Now, if you've had my coaching, I've always said just stick your headphones inside your shirt. I wasn't kidding, right? It's literally what I do. All right, so give me a like if that resonates with you. But here we go. There's a solved cube. There's the vision that I started with, right? I had a vision. I followed the formula. I asked for help. I took action. I made all the steps and all the moves, and now I've got the result that I want. So there you have it. 4 steps to winning your game in your company by following a proven system that works. If you found value in this message, it's been a little bit of a long life, but I want to encourage you to continue to comment. Let me know if you have any questions. Are you looking to grow your business and you don't know how to do it? How do you attract people to you? Have you exhausted your warm market and you want to go cold market prospecting? What does that look like? Well, there is a formula, right? There is a system, a proven method that you can use to become attractive so that you can do what you love. Because I know for a lot of you out there, you don't want to be salesy, you don't want to be pushy. But when someone asks you, what do you do? Can you help me? Then you're ready to give them your heart. Okay, so you want to create an environment in your social media platform, in Facebook or Instagram, particularly Facebook I work with, so that you become attractive, so people ask you and everything makes sense for them, that you are the person that's going to help them get to where they want. So that's it. Leave a comment, share with someone in your team. Let me know how else I can be of service to you. And I look forward to coming back to you with another message, another video sometime soon. Be blessed. Take care. It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon here in Melbourne, in Australia. Wherever you are, take care and we'll speak real soon. Okay, bye for now.